Welcome, everybody, to the Hive. Hey, it's been a while, and just wanted to get on here since it's been since August 2nd, I believe, was our last live stream. Just want to get on here, turn this music down, and just get on here and let you know everything's well, everybody's well, and just to see how everybody out there is doing. So, I do have, this is going to be abbreviated, and as you notice, I don't have Tony here. There are a couple of things that I want to bring to everybody's attention to keep in your prayers. Number one is want to lift up the Washington family. Pam Washington on her side, her brother, I think maybe her oldest brother, suffered a stroke, and doctors aren't looking at him making it, is what Sister Pam told me, and I don't want to give out too much of their business, but we want to lift that family up, want to lift him up. I did not get the name, but just Pam's brother. Just lift him up in prayer and believe God for a miracle and healing. And so I want to pray for that. And then Tony had to call me earlier and cancel because he's taking care of some other families and family members, and so which is fine. And just wanted to jump on here briefly, and this is going to be an animated, abbreviated. This is going to be an abbreviated podcast. And I just wanted to do it because I got to go to a meeting later on in a few minutes. But I just wanted to pop on here and let everybody know that, we are looking to get back on full time, whatever that full time would be, but our usual schedule. We are coming up on our annual Bible conference, and that is October 3rd through the 7th. And so apparently we won't be on that week. We are trying to be on this coming Friday, though. So if y'all want to chime in and connect with us, be on with us as usual, please feel free to do that. We love to have y'all. Tony, I talked to him. He says he is going to try very hard to be on Friday. And so we're going to do that at our normal time at 6 p.m. And so really want to encourage you to be on here with us once again. Like I said, it's been over a month, folks. A lot of things have been happening, and just wanted to be careful on coming back on and facing some of the things I've been facing, and as well as our fellowship. So just wanted to be sensitive to that and what's been going on, and so I kind of shut it down for a little bit, let things kind of air out, and now we're looking at coming back on. So appreciate the faithfulness of the Hivers. People were asking, what are we called? People that come in and join in faithfully to the Hornets Hive. You tell me. The Hivers? I don't know. But really want to thank everybody's faithfulness and subscribing and following. Let's see here. Oh. Well then. Guess we have to cancel Friday because I was just reminded. See, this is kind of sad that I have to do this. But anyway, I'm going to be working late. Just was reminded. It is the end of the fiscal year for many companies, including the federal government. And so being that I work at Fort Sam, many of us have to work late and take care of all the end of the fiscal year documentation, data, close out a lot of our work tasks and create new work task numbers. And so for my office, for our shop, that is my responsibility. And so I'll be doing that. But, if I get home in time, which I probably won't at the 6 o'clock mark, I probably won't. But, I may pop on again and just see how everybody's doing, see what you all want to talk about. We will get into our regular schedule, our regular topics that we've been doing, and just talk about, the end times and Bible prophecy and things like that. Tony says he has a lot of information, so we're going to look at that. And feel free, folks, feel free to once again email me. I do have my email in my Instagram, and I also have it here on my YouTube. So I will bring that up right now, and you will see it there on the Instagram. Well, it doesn't show it here in my live stream window, but it should show it on my YouTube channel. So if not, I'm gonna just type it out. Excuse me. So there it is. Feel free to shoot me some topics you want to talk about, or maybe something that's happened in your life, or whatever. This one thing about live streams and podcasts, aside from us bringing material to you and good talking points, is y'all contributing to that and give us something to talk about. So feel free to do that, and we'll look forward to that. One thing that was kind of weird, almost troubling to me, is excuse me, folks, is an article that was entitled, "Should I Prevent My Daughter from Playing with Our Evangelical Neighbors?" And the lady goes on saying, the wife and mother says that when my husband and I moved into our new home, I was thrilled to find out that the family living across the street had a 7-year-old Elizabeth, the same age as our daughter Emily. The parents were also wonderful in welcoming us to the neighborhood. I admit I had fantasies of a repeat of my own childhood, where my best friend lived on the same block, and our parents often socialized. Then Elizabeth's parents invited us to their church, and we turned them down, making it clear we weren't interested. Suddenly they became politely distant neighbors. I've looked into their church and found out it's fiercely evangelical. Fiercely, I like how people, put these little things in there. We're fiercely evangelical. Befriending people in order to recruit them to the church is even mentioned on the church website. I would be fine with the polite distance between us now, as I find their behavior toward us, i.e., their church's methods to gain members, offensive and dishonest, except that Emily is still getting invitations to play with Elizabeth. So basically, this lady is, this is somewhat of a lengthy article. I won't read it all, but she becomes very frustrated with the approaches by the adult couple and the invitations and all that. And she made it very clear that we don't want to go to this church. We're not interested in church, this and that. And now she wants to disconnect her daughter from playing with these church people's daughter. And she's asking the columnist to respond and, not necessarily to agree, basically to agree or disagree or give her some feedback. So he responds and says, I think Elizabeth and Emily can still be friends. And in fact, I urge you to allow them to continue to play together for as long as they are interested in doing so. The world is full of people who don't share your beliefs. It simply isn't possible or even a good idea to shield your child from all of them. And so he kind of brings a good balance in with it. And yeah, uh, I know I'm kind of leaving you hanging here with the end result, but basically, this lady just took the advice of this guy, and let's see, says this is. So he goes on pretty lengthy in describing to her that when his child was young, we too had evangelicals living across the street with a daughter who was only a year younger than mine. I can't tell you how many times my child and I had to revisit the conversations about how the other child had told her that we were going to hell because we were Jewish, or announced that she wasn't allowed to play with my daughter's Ouija board because it was the devil's work. My daughter learned to, I'm trying to get this out of the way here. Where am I? Learned to cheerfully tell this other child, well, my family doesn't believe that. My daughter played together nearly every day after school and on weekends for years. And while the two kids grew apart by time, they were in high school. They were still on friendly terms. I think that early friendship did both of them good, to tell you the truth, exposing both of them to ideas and beliefs and non-beliefs they would otherwise not have learned about for a long time. And by the way, I kept my polite distance from the parents, as did they from me, he says. So it, man, I don't have time to really get into this. I really need to keep time here, but just want to let y'all know that, you know, to be a Christian is not something that has to come across as offensive. I don't believe in that. I believe that what the Bible illustrates and what the Bible teaches makes we accept that in our hearts and a part of our lifestyles. And now, instead of, for instance, me, who was a former alcoholic, used to smoke marijuana, partied a lot, I was a thief, stole a lot of things, and now when Jesus Christ came in my life, he set me free from those things. Now, the question has been brought to many of our attentions is that, well, was it overnight? Did he just deliver like that, or was it a process? And I was like, well, it's a process. Not that I had the desire to keep doing those things, even though I kept smoking, but the process of Jesus cleaning out our lives is, you know, we live in steps of faith that, God, you're going to make me the person you created me to be and that you want me to be. And so that is, in this essence, a process. And so in time, practically immediately, I stopped drinking alcohol. I poured all that my stuff out. And like I said, when it came to smoking cigarettes and all that, you know, I think maybe within a week, because the conviction hit me. So I'm going to say no more than a week did I get delivered and set free from nicotine. And other things came in due time also, in very speedily due time. So after that, I remember coming home after my salvation and telling my parents that I was saved, and it was crazy because immediately they thought I was in a cult. And it's funny that the world would look at Christianity in an immediately changed life as someone that, number one, has entered into an occult, or number two, is just literally brainwashed, and they start worrying about the person now. But once again, the process takes place, and over the course of years, my parents saw the change in my life, that I was no longer the same person they knew me as before salvation. I no longer did those things. My vocabulary changed. I became respectful to people, and things happened for the good. And it's just funny, people look at that and see it as offensive, that when we invite someone to church or we share our testimony or share the gospel with someone, that is like this lady put it, fierce, that our approach is fierce, it's aggressive. And I know sometimes some people, that may be the, you know, may be that, but in general it is not. So just want to see how everybody else is doing. Let's see, we got my email up there. So yeah, Friday, uh, I got to work late, and so I got to remind Tony now. So Tony, if you're gonna watch this later, apparently Friday's off because I got to work late. I forgot. But the conference is the following week. Once again, the 3rd through the 7th. Nothing's going to happen live stream wise, podcast wise, that entire week, because we'll be very busy with the conference. We're going to have many churches and many delegates flying in and driving in from all over to this conference. And so, really want to encourage y'all to, if you can, come out to it. Let's see here. No, just let you. Let me bring this up here. Oh, this one. So I will refresh that. And here it is. So this is our new church building. For some of you that haven't seen it yet and kind of inquired about it. So this is our local body here. So conference is going to be packed. So it's going to be awesome. So yeah, feel free to come in. Come in that week and experience powerful move of God. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. All right. So I think really that is all the time I have right now. Got to go to my meeting. So appreciate y'all. We got someone that just chimed in. Welcome. So yeah, once again, just wanted to pop in to let you know we are okay, and also to keep the Washington family in your prayers, especially Pam's side of the family. Her brother, once again, as I mentioned earlier, suffered a stroke, and the doctors don't expect him to make it. And so she called me and just shared that with me, and I feel like it's appropriate to mention it here to everybody that, if you are one who believes in the power of prayer, man, pray and ask Jesus. Pray the blood upon Pam's brother. I didn't get his name, but just Pam Washington's brother, that God would do a miracle healing supernaturally, bring him out of coma and just touch his brain, his body, his heart, whatever is keeping him from total recovery. So remember that. Also pray for Tony. He's working with other family members and taking care of them. So we will be back at full strength eventually. After conference, October 3rd through the 7th. After that week, we're going to start scheduling our normal days again, and which will be actually Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 p.m. And someone, I think, did email me saying what happened to 5 a.m. And what happened to 5 a.m. Not it was a good time for me, but not a good time for a lot of people that wanted to view, that wanted to come online and be part of the Hive because they're either working late or just getting out of work, and by the time they get home, they miss the majority of it. So I kind of put a poll out there saying what would be a good time, and everybody agreed to 6 o'clock. So that's what we're going to keep it at, and 6 o'clock p.m. Tuesdays and Fridays for now. And feel free to I'm gonna put up my page. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna put up my page so everyone can save it to their favorites or however you do it. This is my YouTube channel and has practically most of the pre-recorded podcasts that we have done, along with some special guests that we've had. And feel free to share that with whoever. Some of it, I understand, the audio hasn't been that great, but I fixed this situation, figured out why the audio wasn't great in some of the podcasts. So just bear with it or overlook it or pass it by and go to another one. But you can still understand the speech. It's just had a lot of reverb in there. So, okay, let's see. So that's about everything that I wanted to present right now. We will, once again, we planned on being here Friday, but being that it's the end of the fiscal year for my job and many companies, special or federal, there's a lot of work we have to do, so we have to stay to work late and take care of that. And then the following week, October 3rd through the 7th, our annual Bible conference, and won't be on at all that week. Going to be a very busy week, but a very good week. And then I'll get with Tony and we'll schedule when we'll be back on regularly, and I'll post that to my Instagram. So, folks, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for viewing. Please, get this channel out. Let people know about us, and we're gonna get back to it faithfully and on a routine that'll be a blessing for everybody. So it's gonna be fun. It'll be good. So remember that. And we will see you next time, folks. God bless.